Nothing has made me more as a wholesaler than this one thing. What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And in today's video, we are going to share you the one secret that has made us more deals than we have ever done by any other thing. It's not some crazy buzzword like hustle or ambition or anything like that. It's a real skill that you can start doing and actually something you can start implementing today that doesn't seem like it's going to be insane, but it leads to wholesaling real estate success. And it's the key X factor between the people that make 6 figures a year versus the people that make no figures a year in wholesaling. And this little thing is called consistency. Consistency is the X factor for wholesaling success and not. And what we're going to do is share exactly what it is, how to start implementing it in the way you probably don't know about to lead to your wholesaling real estate success. So before I break it down, do us a big favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it.
So let's talk about consistency. Consistency is the effect of doing the same thing at a constant moving rate. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I'm here to tell you is consistency is the key formula that makes wholesaling work. Let me give you an example. You can do a tremendous amount of volume. Anybody can go in and make 500 cold calls in one day, but that's just one day. And a lot of people run out of gas doing it. I'd rather you make 150 calls 7 days a week. Consistency is the multiplier that you have to put in the entire equation because it's so easy for someone to say, well, I made 500 cold calls. I made 800 cold calls. I need to find out what your consistency factor is. Take consistency and multiply it by volume. That is a wholesaler that's going to hit it out of the park. Give me a wholesaler that just wants the one-shot volume. They're never going to make it. You might get lucky once or twice, but the person who's most consistent will get lucky on a consistent basis. You see, luck has nothing to do with it. If you get in front of enough people on a very consistent basis, you eventually do deals. The problem is most of you are very random out there, and I love that you do 500 calls. I'd rather you even tone it back a little bit and go, okay, I'm gonna make 200 or 300 calls a day, 6-7 days a week, and just keep doing it. And here's the key to consistency. Consistency can't change based on your results. So if you haven't got a deal in 3 months, you actually have to commit more to consistency, not less. Is the variable ingredient you have to put in the wholesaling recipe. If you throw in money, if you throw in volume, if you even throw in wisdom, without consistency, none of it works. Consistency is the missing variable a lot of you are missing in your wholesaling business.
And just to be frank here, we talk about consistency, and I think some people are going to look at this the wrong way. Yes, it's very important to work hard, and I feel like that's the X factor for most people, but it's equally as important how smart you're working. So for example, there's always a guy or gal out here that says, oh, I work 27 hours a day, right? Like, we get it. You work all the time, but that doesn't make you rich. And I want you to understand this doesn't get you deals because you work 14 hours a day in wholesaling. It's how smart you're working. So the guy that wants to drive somewhere that's 30 miles away, if he goes in a car, gets an Uber and drives there, he's there in about 35 minutes. And he spent maybe 45 minutes of his time getting to that destination, doing that goal. Now, he only worked 45 minutes. He's a lazy bum compared to a Karen who walked there and she spent 14 hours walking the 30 miles, right? Like, guys, there's a lot of people out here that pretend I spent 10 hours working. I worked harder than you and I did it better because, you know, sometimes you just got to do it the smart way. So consistency does work, but you got to do it doing the right thing. So for example, if I'm going to go out here and drive for dollars and I do it consistently every single week, that's great. But if I drive for dollars in Midtown Manhattan, it's not going to be as effective as me driving for dollars in like St. Louis, Missouri, in a good place where there's a lot of deals. It's always about how smart you're working too. So this is a given when we talk about consistency here, that you're doing it with the right strategies that we do teach in our free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. Now, consistency is just doing it over and over again. Yes, but you got to do it in the right strategies. If you're doing the wrong strategies, you're not going to get any good results. It's the process also of never quitting. It also hardens your mind and makes you a tougher individual to lead you to more deals. Now, you got to look at it like this with an upward spiral. And so the reason why we talk about consistency deals with an upward spiral. Now, everybody knows about a downward spiral, right? You lose your job, you stop paying your rent, you're in a foreclosure, you lose your house, you use your car, you do terrible things, you go to jail, and bad stuff happens, right? It's a bad loop that is a downward spiral. But also there's a thing called an upward spiral. Maybe you're looking to lose some weight, you start exercising more, you're feeling better, you go out more, and your life just becomes better, right? Or you get that promotion because you're working harder and your life just becomes better and you get bigger house and you provide for your family more. The upward spiral works just like a downward spiral. It doesn't matter if it's up or down. It's all about momentum. And once the ball's rolling on the wheels, it's easy for it to keep going faster or slower depending on what you're doing. Now, consistency breeds upward spirals. What is an upward spiral for wholesaling? I start marketing more and I start pulling more lists. So I do more calls. More calls is more contacts. More contacts, the more people that know that I'm looking to buy their house. The more appointments I'm going to get, the more appointments I get, the more offers I get, more contracts. The more contracts I get or more assignment deals. And the more assignment deals is the more checks. So it basically says the more I market, the more checks I'm going to make. It's an upward spiral of success. And the best thing to start that upward spiral is consistently marketing to motivated sellers. Now, I always tell everyone, it's like, how do I start doing this right? How do I start doing this consistent thing that's going to make me all this money, right? It's pretty simple. Create a schedule and stick to it. Make it a regimen, make it a non-negotiable, and create that schedule and go after it.
So consistency in your marketing. So let's talk about that. Is the first thing, you got to come up with a basic plan and a budget. And you're going to have to be realistic with you. Once you set that, then your consistency is interjected by doing a schedule. It's simple as doing a schedule on a weekly basis. And a lot of times in the beginning, you break it down to daily. And you break down the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, biannually, and then yearly. But you got to start somewhere. So how do you become extremely consistent marketing? Hold yourself accountable and come up with a schedule. So there's plenty of free tools out there. You can use Google. Just put a calendar and set it. So once you have the plan and the amount you're going to do, then you're going to break it down. If you're going to break it down over 30 days, just divide it up over 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, you're going to break up the 7-day period, and then you just set it. The second part of that is make yourself accountable to the schedule you set. Now, you're going to have misses. Stuff comes up, somebody gets sick, you get sick, the dog gets sick. Have room in there to make it up within your schedule. You see, consistency just doesn't happen on its own. It has this weird way of like playing with you. If you don't plan for consistency, you get nothing more than random results. So the first part you have to start is in your marketing. And once you get consistent in your marketing, a lot of things will happen in your business. And then you're going to have to add it within acquisitions and dispositions, and you're going to have to add it. But if you don't start it in the marketing part, it's not going to work on the back part, because I'm here to tell you, it's going to take 30 days for you to flex this muscle. It's going to make you really uncomfortable and you're going to feel like you're constrained. But honestly, this consistency is doing something inside your brain. It's mechanically happening, and it's going to force you to create discipline. Now, discipline is when you take consistently and you do it automatically. It's like, it's non-negotiable with you. But in the beginning, you don't have that skill set. So consistency is what will bridge the gap. And then you'll get so addicted to the results that consistency gives you in your life. And by the way, it works well outside of wholesaling on the time you wake up, when you go to bed, the amount of sleep you get, when you eat your food, the type of intake you do. You can do consistency all across your entire life. Why wouldn't it work in wholesaling? Guys, consistency is a factor most of you are missing. And once you do that, it will lead you to the discipline you so crave.
And also, consistency isn't just for marketing. So consistently marketing is great. That'll give us a lot of great results. But also consistently training, consistently learning in wholesaling real estate, keeping up, watching the live streams, the videos like this. You're doing great already doing that. Consistently testing new strategies, markets, and things like that. That's been a big key to our success. Guys, we could have only just done direct mail, right? But I forced you, it got a little uncomfortable, and I started testing out cold calling, right? And I started testing out SMS text blasting and all these other great marketing strategies. And I'll tell you, some did not work very well, but others worked very, very well on top of that. And it made it up even more. And that's gave me more money. So all the deals we get every single month from SMS text blasting, from cold calling, from JV deals, which we've really never done before we started going really hard on it, all from consistently becoming uncomfortable and consistently testing ourselves. Being uncomfortable too. If you're scared of cold call, consistently become uncomfortable in a state of becoming better, and it'll lead you to more wholesaling real estate deals, money, and success. Consistently finding buyers and all these great things. The one thing I can tell you guys is consistent marketing will always lead for an upward spiral of consistent deals. So if you're the type of guy or gal, I can't consistently get deals, I'm so inconsistent. Here's the truth. Inconsistent marketing equals inconsistent deal flow, and consistent marketing comes from consistent deal flow. And that's what it is, guys and gals. I have not met one wholesaler that consistently makes 10K every single month, these 6-figure and 100K a year wholesalers that aren't consistent. So if all of them are consistent and they're all at 6 figures and you want to be at that, do you think that they're just doing something that we got to figure out and it's a big secret, or why don't we just do what they all do? That's the point, guys. Everybody that's really good at hockey plays with a hockey stick. They don't play without a hockey stick. So do you think maybe you need to start doing the hockey stick to be a good hockey player, or just you're going to do it all with your bare hands? No, duh. There's a certain thing that all the good hockey players have, and there's a certain thing that all good wholesalers have, and they they have consistency.
Now, guys, so if you're questioning your results, or maybe you got a couple deals and then like it's dry now, honestly, you can look at the consistency factor. Here's the truth is, if you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. So if you want to get much more consistent results, you're going to have to do it on a regular basis, because what happens is after a few months of really like good consistency, it's going to create discipline. And discipline means you basically take consistency and you've harnessed it to use it for your business, and you crave it because you know it's going to grow and expand your wholesaling business. But you got to get started. When you start out with consistency, it's nothing more than willpower. That willpower will turn into discipline, but it will only do it if you commit to the plan. If you want to get consistent results and you want to do the discipline stuff that it's going to take to get to that point in your life, start by being consistent. You have to make it happen. Use your willpower and commit to it, and it will drastically change your wholesaling results.
That's it. So guys, if you spend an hour for every single time we said the word consistent or consistency today in your marketing every single month, I think you'll be very, very well off in your wholesaling business. So guys, consistently go out here and do a lot of deals, make a schedule, stick to it, and it'll lead you to wholesaling real estate success. Guys, if you've got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com, our free wholesaling real estate course where everything we talk about today, you can learn step by step, and it's a free stinking course. Go out there and we'll see you soon. This is Zach signing out.
Rick signing out.
Have a blessed one.